Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop, and it's a new episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Sadly, it's nearly the end of the season, and I freaking love this episode. I love this show, okay? I don't know if I love this show because it's a single ray of sunshine in a dark, evil world of awful Star Trek, right? Or knockoff Star Trek. The Orville is terrible. I am blown away. Episode 5 of the Orville I found truly disgusting. But this one, I love the show. I'm really into it. And you know why I like this show? I was talking to somebody about it just now, and I realized why. For me, it's pure Star Trek, right? To me, it's character-driven science fiction, talking about interesting ideas, sometimes contemporary, sometimes wider, but in a context of a science fiction setting. I really genuinely like this show. I think it's great. Hope it stays great. Things could change any second. Again, the Orville season 3. Don't even watch. If you've never seen the Orville, don't watch any of it now. I would say avoid everything because I see where it's gone, and I hope it doesn't get renewed for season 4. Really, didn't like it. But right now, look, enjoy what you can enjoy while you can, and I think this is something that's legitimately enjoyable, right? Legitimately enjoyable. So, I think I understand a lot of people are coming to this show with a lot of baggage, and we've all gone through Star Trek Discovery, which was awful, right? I mean, I think Star Trek Discovery is absolutely awful, as I thought Picard was, as I thought Lower Decks was. I just assumed this will be more of the same. No, this is really great characters, and character is what makes this episode. What I love about this episode is it's a cheap episode to make, right? It's they use the existing sets, and I do think not having unlimited money makes for better shows, which this is a great example of. Look, I'm going to spoil it during the review, but we have a major thing happen to a character which I really liked. Sadly, they've still got Lieutenant Ortega in it and no sign of her leaving. Lieutenant Lesbian Latinx, or Latinx Lesbian, as I more accurately call her. Nothing as the actress, it's a bit of a boring, sad character that fits into 2022. But I don't really care, because everything else I like. Look, this is not in continuity. We see the Gorn in this episode, and they are nothing like the Gorn, right, that we saw in the original series, or in was it Enterprise? I love that episode. Into a Mirror Darkly. I freaking love that episode. So nothing like that whatsoever. I don't really see how these things operate ships, although I guess it was only a few days old. The cool we see. Basically, this is aliens for a lot of it, and it's quite good for it. So anyway, this is a recommend. I do a deep dive. I'm going to spoil the whole thing. But again, I'm loving this show. I'm sad next week is the last episode. And I'm looking forward to season 2. Honestly, can they just stop making Discovery and Picard and do 30 episodes of this a year, right? That is the way they should go, because this is good, right? This is good. And actually, I have to say, there's a lot to be said for that sausage factory, that grinding things out every week in and week out makes good writers. Made Ronald D. Moore. I can just name Next Gen writers over and over again, Michael. But that grind makes you into a good writer, and I think we need good writers. But anyway, listen, it might be awful tomorrow. It might be awful next episode. But for now, I genuinely like it. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. Do share this video. It's actually really helpful. Like, share, subscribe, comment. What else is there? Sign up my Substack. It's an email newsletter. Sign up my paid Substack. I give you comics because I give you comics on my free one as well. So I'm not really selling the incentive that well. Fine. Let me head over to me. Not from last night. This is from a few nights ago. It's take me a while to put this video together. So let me head over to me from a few days ago. It deserves a Star Trek theme tune because it has earned it. This has earned Star Trekkiness by being Star Trekky. Now, what I like about this episode is it had a bit of balls to do something interesting that shocked me, moved me. Second week in running, it actually moved me because I care about these characters because they've invested time with me. Apart from Lieutenant Latinx Lesbian, right? I care about those characters. So, and that's why. So this episode, I like it because it was done on the cheap. It was just they had like one set, I think. I mean, they used all the standing sets, and then they had a little bit of exterior, or like a Planet Hell sort of thing. It didn't seem like an expensive one, but really good. Derivative of Aliens in a good way. Good tension. Good. This again. Now I'm positively disposed to this thing. I'm open to seeing it. Right. So it starts off. We Star Trekky. We are Star Trek. Forget all the other shit. This is Star Trek. Zhoosh. Whoa! You want to get super high? You watch this. It might make it better. Can't guarantee it. Sort of can. Look at those colors. Yeah, I watch it in 4K. So it starts off, and I've gotten to like this crew. Right, we're at a party with delicacies made by Pike. I like that he's a good cook. Right, it's one of his things, and I like his style of command. It took me a while to get used to it, but he has this very relaxed yet authoritative style of command. He isn't. He has absolute authority, but he's not. He's not. What's the word? Not self-conscious. He's not. He doesn't have a huge ego because he knows he's great, right? But anyway, they're having a party for the two ensigns that are finished. The two ensigns are Uhuru and one we haven't seen before, right? And so the big party, and he gives a speech saying we've been through death and life together, right? Her and Uhuru. So they have an interesting monologue from Uhuru at the beginning, and I like this is a very subtle way this episode goes from the beginning to the end and takes a character on a journey, and it's a journey I like, right? It's a journey that tells me more about this show, more about this character, right? In a really deep way. So her journey is that where she is right now is everybody on the ship has worked hard and strived to get there. Like it's been their life's dream to get on the Enterprise, right? And they've worked together. It happens to be a genius. Now, at first I went, oh, what a Mary Sue when she was introduced, but they actually suddenly referenced this that, oh, you are good at everything, right? And this is the thing. So her whole family was killed in a shuttle accident, and then she was just given the scholarship to Starfleet because she's this incredible linguist, but she's very good at everything, which is kind of her character. And it's not in a boring Mary Sue way, right? It actually, because she doesn't have a sense of entitlement, which I really like, which you get with Michael Burnham, right? She has a sense of somewhat embarrassment about her abilities, which I find interesting, because so she doesn't know where she is in life, right? She could stay there. Oh, now she's finished her rotation. She could go back to Kenya. She could basically do whatever she wants, right? She's really and everybody else struggles to be there, but she's feeling a real lack of life direction, right? Which this came out when she had a rotation in engineering with the chief engineer, who I really like that character, right? I think is a great character. One of the A&R, right? So they give and then they go to Lieutenant whatever name. He gets his stripes and he becomes a lieutenant, enters into a lieutenant, and you get a feeling of like community on this ship, and I like it, right? You had that with Next Generation. Like I liked in Next Generation. On the off days, they were like, practicing a play with Dr. Crusher, right? Or in the band, or in this. I like that it has and it feels like they're fleshed out, and just feels like this character is awful, right? And so he's saying, listen, Starfleet could really use you. You'll be great here. But basically, it's like he says, listen, whatever you decide, you'll always have a place in Enterprise, right? So then he gets a priority one communication about saying, and again, this scene I freaking love, right? This scene I love. So it's after the party, right? And they're cleaning up, right? And they're discussing the mission they were giving, the upcoming mission. Which is essentially a Enterprise-like ship has gone, smaller one, I think, has gone down, and they have to go in this this planet that you can't beam down to or communicate out of, and they have to like go and rescue. But they're on their way to space station K7 from Trouble with Tribbles to give them batteries, so they can't really stop off there. So they're discussing what they do, and again they're cleaning up after the party, and he puts the apron on Spock, and he's like, "You clean my city." Well, of course, Captain. And I like the reality of it, right? So they come in, they have little sample plates, and they're like, "Oh, you got to try this, and you got to try that." And the doc's like, "You got to try it," and she's like, "That is insane, right? That's insane." And she's like, "Pass me the Parmesan." So they're trying to work out what to do. So she says, "Well, we should send a landing party down in a couple of shuttlecrafts to effect repairs. We don't know if they're alive or not, but that's what we should do. And then while the Enterprise goes and drops the batteries off, then pick them up on the way out, right?" And they talk about the food a bit, right? But again, it doesn't seem to be like SJW way, right? And I like Pike's developing into his own character, right? You don't see K7. You don't see, unfortunately. You want to see K7, watch More Trials, More Tribulations. That is the best version of K7, right? Probably made a tried Tribbles, yeah. So then, again, I like the visual. I will admit, one of the things that got me on board with the show was the visual of it, right? Which is very superficial, but I like it. So I like this, like, shuttles going through, it feels like Aliens. It's like beat for beat freaking Aliens, right? So they're going through this, like, choppy atmosphere to get to the crash ship, right? They don't have anything. And again, visually, I didn't get any screen capture, but you see like the nacelles of this crash ship, like the dark red light circling in there. I like that a lot, right? I like that a lot. So they go out. This is all on a set. This is on Planet Hell. They got there, and again, the engineers. Basically, the whole bridge crew goes, and the other ones just drop off the batteries, right? And the ANA's like, I love this weather. This is awesome. And they're looking at it. We got to go all this way to. We've got about 3 mile walk to find the ship. See how many people there left there, and then they find like a bunch of dead people, right? Okay, and then you're into the titles, and again, visuals. It's so good. Oh, the warm glimmer of the impulse engine done realized so beautifully. Again, I'm watching this on 4K. It's fucking gorgeous. Look at that. I mean, it is awesome. Right? Then the theme music is boring as hell. But generally speaking, love this. Absolutely love it to bits. Star Trek, Strange New World. Wait. There we go. So then everything inside the ship, they're breaking in. It's freezing outside. There's an ice storm coming. They only got 6 out. Then they're going to be trapped there. So they're like turning things on. And again, very Aliens vibe, right? They're kind of beat for beat Aliens as they go to the colony. And there's blood everywhere, and a lot of people have been killed. And they kind of split up. They got everything's been rerouted to engineering, so they got to go there, and they basically was this, split up. By the way, and they had George Kirk's in it. He's developing a character. He's basically like was it Sam Rockwell's character from Galaxy Quest? Basically, who he's taking on now. Or like, no, he's Ernie Hudson in Aliens. Okay. If this man, that's basically what he is, then they find something, and it's not good news. It's not good news. Lots of dead people, right? So they get the captain's log. It turns out they picked up an Orion, a girl, and another alien, and the Orion was infected with Gorn eggs, right? And he tried to blow himself up in the reactor core, but I don't think that worked out. Anyway, so the ship crashed, and then they had Gorn eggs hatched, and was not good, right? It was not good. And so she's got this backstory with the Gorn that she was captured by them, and it's like she's amazed them still be alive. And so she's got this big PTSD with Gorn. And I like that they're building up Gorn, right? So they're working out what's going on, and I like that they're trapped there as well, right? And, you know, dead people everywhere, and they're kind of shitting themselves, which I like. Kind of works. So they hear something moving around, and they go there and they find this alien, right? And does speak, and the universal translator doesn't want to, right? And so Uhura, you translate. So that's not how it works. They said, so it's they said, wait a minute, there are two life signs, an alien and somebody else. Must be that she might be protected somebody. So he tells us to lower their guns. And again, I like that Pike does that, and he doesn't seem like a pussy to me because he does that. And there's a girl there that she's protecting, right? The new lieutenant, right, has hurt himself. He asked for like a med kit, right, because he doesn't want to go because he feels stupid because he's a lieutenant. I didn't really understand it, but I was just mesmerized by Nurse Chapel, as is right and proper. How you wouldn't be mesmerized by Nurse Chapel is a bit weird. So he has to go down there. They're trying to get the thing open, and again, they're talking about life a lot, which is a good combination. This character is really great. Last week's episode, right, when he does that little dance to hit the energize, kind of made me like him much more, right? It shouldn't have done, but I liked his performance with that. They're checking them out in the sick bay. They're getting some power going, and she's like interrogating the kids. Why did you tell us about the Gorn? We need to know about the Gorn. Why are you hiding them? And they're like, back off, right? Back off, weirdo. And he's like, listen, this is what we got to do, stay alive. Gorn eggs are nothing to joke about, apparently, right? These are bad news. Meanwhile, Spock's over there looking, and again, I like this is all done on standing sets, right? It's the cheap-ass episode, right? But just a bit of ketchup, and you get like a nice bit of tension. And I like that they're innovating on a budget. That's normally where you get good storytelling, right? And it really is, right? You got it in the original series, you're getting here. So for me, it's working. So this alien's like breathing heavy, like getting a fever, and she's got this weird gooey blood, and they're trying to work out what's going on with them. And the kid's like, shit, she's gonna blow, right? So she goes to hide and then she starts, like basically alien, and she blows up, and all these four mini tiny little scary Gorn babies come out, like, right? And they're like, yeah, that's how, and they move. They're about this big, and they move super fast. And so she gets into a medical thing, full shield. Meanwhile, he's getting himself fixed, and they're talking about like human emotions, about why he wouldn't go. He said, I don't want to make a fool of myself. And so then at the top of you see it coming down the Jeffries tube to him, and they go, look out, and the thing just eats his face off, like, right, and drags him away. Right, they go firing after him. And you see, and Spock I didn't get a screen grab, but Spock's got his blood on his hands, and he's like freaked out, right? So she's calling for the girl, trying to find out where the girl is, and she sneaks out again. She's not just hot, and she's hot, right? I like this character. I like her performance. It's really a genuinely. I feel like her. Like, she's not military, but I feel like she's brave, right? And it worked. It feels like an authentic performance. So she's trying to find the kid, and then in walks the security chief, and she's like, and they're shitting themselves, quite rightly so. So they're looking. Funny thing is, won't probably. So she convinced her to take a gun with her and come with her, and they go and find the girl, and they said, this will happen last time. They managed to like lure them out of the ship, and they said they didn't come back, and now they come back. So she's reasonably apprehensive. Meanwhile, they get the main power working. And they kind of like they send out and they say, okay, everybody regroup in medical, right? In sick bay. And then in the reactor they meet the Alpha Gorn, which is like, okay, this is clearly in its own universe. This is not the Gorn even from Deep Space Nine, right? That was Into a Mirror Darkly. Hang on 1 second. Not Deep. Was it Deep Space Nine? No, Enterprise. 1 second. Enterprise Gorn. Let's see. Enterprise Gorn. Hang on. Try that again. Is it? It says it autocorrect to a word I don't even understand. Enterprise Gorn. Okay. So I can find some pictures of it. Because it's nothing like this, right? It's nothing like this. Is this it? I think this is it. Yeah, this is the Enterprise Gorn. 1 second, let me pull the picture. Hang on. Ugh. Didn't mean to do that. Oh, now it just attached to a different file. Really? Hey, it looks nothing like the one from Enterprise, right? Nothing like the one from Enterprise at all. Hang on. Try that again. This is being more trouble than it's bloody worth. So this looks like, well, I'm about to show it to you when it comes in. This looks like an attempt to recreate something similar to the original set. Here we go. Yeah. This looks like an attempt to recreate something similar to the original series, right? So this is, hang on. Where is it? Yeah. So this is in the mirror, like the mirror episode, Into a Mirror Darkly in Enterprise. Okay, that's in the same ballpark as a Gorn, right? This is like totally bloody different, right? And I'm fine with it being totally different. I'm fine with it being different. And so he spits at the engineer, and he's and then the security chief shows up and fires at it, and they like, get out, everybody, run away, and they go and regroup. Right, and they can't even sense these things. They hide from the sensors. So George Kirk gives Spock a hard time for he's freaking out. Essentially, gives Spock a hard time for not freaking out about the lieutenant was killed. And he's like, calm down. He's like, you pointy head freak. That can't calm down. Everybody calm down. And they're like, so they work out. The Gorn don't like cold, so they can use the environment controls of the ship to force them into a corridor, right? So now we move from Aliens to Alien 3, and it's quite a good... From here on, it's Alien 3, which I quite like that movie, quite frankly, right? I quite like that movie. So they go to the bridge, and they to basically, set their trap. 1 second. Doink. There you go. So yeah, they're in cargo. They're basically going to force them into cargo bay, and they're going to get these like teeny tiny terrifying Gorn to chase them, right? And so Uhura goes first, fires at them, and he comes chasing after them, and they're going to fight for the alpha male, right? Once they kill each other until one survives, and then she just gets back, and they have the cold down. So next is Spock, and Spock needs to tap into his anger, right? Tap into his anger about to be able to, confront this thing, right? And so he remembers the lieutenant being killed, and I was powerless, and he like taps into his anger. He's like, about that. And he like loses the shit, right? And he just gets pulled back in time, and you see he's about to take other people's heads off. So, and then it's her turn next. They get ready, and so She gets it to chase him. It's good action chase sequence, right? Chases them down the corridor. You see how like everything moves like grease lightning. Can see them better than you can see them. She managed to get in this thing as it like the chaser starts like trying to basically eat her, right? Just like, and then they douse it with again Alien 3. It's 100%. They douse it with like liquid mercury or something until it's dead, right? And she climbs out and she like smashes it. Well, you really nobody ever seen a gun. Maybe they should have just kept that, preserved it. Maybe would have helped them. No, not really. So then they can't get back in, and we get this whole other finale, right? It turns out he knows he's been infected by Gorn eggs, right? So he's locked everybody out. And he's like, I've got to kill myself. Otherwise, there's going to be more come out. And they're like, no. And he gives a dying message to, well, first, this was great. Live long and prosper, Spock, right? And it really gets to him, right? And then he speaks to Uhura, says, if you can find yourself a family, you're going to just find it. The better times are better than the worst times. Find yourself a group of people. You're going to find yourself that your better times are there's more joy than not. And this was a really emotional bit. I didn't think they were gonna kill him, right? I thought they're gonna find some way, like because he likes the outdoors maybe, and they don't like the cold. He'll go outside and he'll kill these things. And he goes outside and he fills the air. And again, I really like this character, right? And then he falls out. It's like, well, I'm like, what the hell? They just killed him. Okay, that just happened. Right, and I'm really surprised. I think that was a ballsy move. It was a solid character. They need a new engineer now. They put effort into building that character up, and it didn't feel like it was a throwaway execution. It felt like it really, really worked. Right, it felt like it mattered because they built up the bloody character. Right, and they got in a tractor beam, and then because it's so not like him. You get to see his funeral, and then you got to get scene with Lieutenant Latinx lesbian. Just piss off, leave me alone. So the arc with Uhura is he was trying to get her to pick a direction, pick something that she wants to live. His raison d'etre in life was to fix things, to make things better, to fix things, right? And he was after her to find her raison d'etre. Now, Spock, meanwhile, is having this like emotional meltdown, right? This completely emotional meltdown. And she sees like he's got this burning rage. She follows him out and said, "Don't stay with me, like I can't do it." And so basically, what happened is he's like, "My mind is weak." Says, "No, it's not. You're part human. This is normal. You've got to experience this, right?" And I like we're at the evolutional spot. This feels so different from when it was in Discovery, and it was just like using an identity to sell something. This actually feels like it's working towards him, and it doesn't need Michael Burnham to make him into the person he is, right? It's about his journey, and I like this. It was clever, right? And they've had this like relationship with Nurse Chapman. I like their relationship as well. That's wrong. And she's like, this is normal. And they hug, and it's a tender moment, right? And they got like this attraction going on. Meanwhile, he talks. So she says, "Listen, I need to leave of absence." The kid. So this actually feels like the season finale. Quite frankly, I'm surprised there's another episode. So the kid that they rescued, she's got a lead on who her parents is. She wants a leave of absence to go and track down her parents. She knows how if she can find people, it's going to make it easier for her. So I think she's just going off in a shuttlecraft with the kid. I guess it's her own different series now. Okay, like Lone Wolf and Club. And she says thanks him. So I love where this ends. Right, this all about her trying to find a place, trying to find a journey, trying to find what her mission is in life. Right, and she comes out and she looks at the communications. Right, and I love this. Right. Being able to connect to people, to communicate to people, to bring people together, to understand each other. This is her mission in life, right? She could do anything. This character could, and genuinely a talented character who could do anything. She's trying to decide what she wants her life to be, and she wants her life to be facilitating communication, right? To bring people together. That I really think, and it was great because it wasn't stated, right? It was subtle. It was really, really subtle. And it was just a look, and it really worked. It really, really worked. So I give this one a big thumbs up. A big thumbs up. A strong recommend. I'm rewatching this series. I like it a lot. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.